Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com.
Hi everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson-Silik, and we've got an all-new exciting show for you this week. We've all been sticking close to home, and for the early turkey season, I ran the camera on my husband Matt's hunt. You won't want to miss it. We had a great time out in the woods as he was able to fill his tag in the early season. And Jimmy and Jordan have been working on some other exciting stories for us this week too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have a couple more things on this week's show. We're going to kick things off with Jordan Brown's hunt. Now, 2 weeks ago, we got to see his wife Angela's hunt. This week's show, we're going to get to see how Jordan did once he was hitting the woods by himself. We're also going to sit down with the Michigan United Conservation Clubs, learn a little bit more about who they are, what they do, and how they were involved with this whole motorboating issue just a week or two back. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. The Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream. It's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988. Offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By Angler Quest Pontoons. Angler Quest is a Michigan-based company building boats designed for comfort and fishing functionality. For more information, anglerquestpontoons.com. By Polar Craft Boats, offering riveted and welded boats for the outdoor enthusiast. Whether you're targeting fish or waterfowl, Polar Craft Boats have several models to choose from that keep you high and dry. For more information, polarcraft.com.
Got a bird absolutely going nuts here at about, 75 yards. He's just over this little knoll. He's had to gobble at least 100 times. But there's some hens in there, a couple different gobblers. I have a feeling he's just strutting around on that little knoll, trying to make me come to him. If I was running gunning, it'd be a little easier. I could probably sneak up there and get a shot, but kind of set up here with the camera and everything, so can't really move at the moment. Sounds like he's a little closer.
After a long back and forth, this Tom finally did end up within range. However, he was in a terrible position for the camera, so I decided to let him walk, knowing I had plenty of season left to hunt.
Well, it's April 24th. It's overcast and cloudy. I'm chasing a bird that I hunted Monday morning, but I'm on the other side of him. It's really early, but he's already on the ground. He was gobbling like crazy when I was setting up. It's still pretty dark, but I just heard him on the ground, so We'll see what happens. Not a ton of camera light yet, but...
I had this tom at less than 20 yards, and I thought he was coming right into the decoys where I was set up to shoot. However, as soon as he saw them, he turned around and started heading the other way. By the time I was able to swing the gun and the camera, he was gone. Another bird within range, and no shots fired.
Alright, well, it's May 1st. I'm switching things up a little bit. Hunted this morning in the same spot I've been hunting the roost, and once again, I just can't seem to figure those birds out. They're in a big block of timber, and every time I think I know exactly where they're going to go, it doesn't seem to work out, at least on camera. I have called a bird in there a couple times, but haven't been able to get very good footage, so we moved locations. I'm actually hunting on the same field that Angela shot her bird a couple weeks ago on the opener. And I checked the camera here a few days ago, and there was birds coming through here almost daily again. So probably should have just started hunting out here a little bit sooner, but it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. These birds have been coming here anytime between 8 and 11, so I'm going to sit here for a few hours and see what moseys by. Do a little slow calling. I got a couple decoys set up. We'll see what happens. Well, I've got a bird goblin pretty close, but he's over this hill, and it's a huge field. It's really tough to tell how far out he is. I'm guessing he's got a few hens with him because he's not really responding to me, but goblin pretty often on his own. He's responded a couple of times, but not every time. It's been once or twice where I've almost picked up the gun. I thought he was that close, just on the other side of the hill. And other times it sounds like he's about 500 yards away, so I'm in a bad position where I'm at, but I can't really move, so I'm gonna sit a little while longer and see what he does, and then maybe try to sneak up to the top of the hill and see if I can see him. So we'll sit tight a little bit longer, and if he comes in, I don't think it's gonna be a very long hunt because he's just gonna peek his head over the hill, but I do have some decoys out, so maybe I'll come in and take a look at those.
When this tom finally did crest the hill, he was already within range, and all I had to do now was wait for an open shot.
Just like that, my 2020 turkey season is over. Oh man, what a cool hunt. Unfortunately, not a ton of it's on camera, but I could hear this bird for the last hour gobbling over in this open field, and I just couldn't tell how far he was. And I knew a couple times he was really close to the top of this hill, but I just couldn't tell. And finally, I'm sitting here and I started hearing him spitting and drumming. Usually you can only hear that if they're within inside 20 or 30 yards, and I still couldn't see him. Finally, he poked his head up over that hill. It took some patience, but I was able to let him work a little bit in towards the decoys, but he didn't seem like he was gonna come to the decoys, and I had him perfectly in frame. A 25-yard shot, so perfect for the shotgun. The same field where my wife, Angela, just killed a bird 2 weeks ago. This is the first time I've hunted it since, so had some great trail camera video of a bunch of longbeards using this. Probably should have been hunting here the whole time, but I was kind of chasing a bird on another farm and came over here. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning and just got a nice tom on the ground. Whew. Awesome stuff.
It's been a wild couple of months here in Michigan, and as my turkey season came to a close, I found myself more grateful than ever for the opportunity to chase gobbles here in southern Michigan. To all of the hunters out there that still have a tag, make sure to enjoy your time in the outdoors, and good luck the rest of the way.
This year for the early turkey season, my husband Matt and I both had tags to fill. We started out where we were going to bring both my crossbow and his shotgun and the camera along and try to get it all at once. We quickly realized that wasn't going to work, but I followed him along on his hunt, and we figured once he gets his tag filled, then I'll be able to get out there. We hit the woods opening morning, and we had some excitement right off the bat. Well, we've had an exciting few days here in the early season. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. No luck so far, but we've had quite a bit of excitement. Just got foiled. Our plans were foiled on opening morning.
Heard birds gobbling all around us and stuff, but couldn't get anything come closer. We set up in one corner of the field, they came out in the other corner of the field, which we didn't plan on. So the next day, yesterday, Sunday, we tried moving closer up into that corner, and they came out, but couldn't get one away from a couple of hens and stuff like that. And then we saw 9 birds total. Just a bunch of hens, a couple small jakes came right by us and stuff, but nothing to shoot at.
Yeah, we were entertained though. We had a lot of activity. It started out first thing in the morning. There was a possum that kind of
got winded by a possum. That's a first.
Got winded by a possum. That was funny. And yeah, he was making a beeline for us, and he just turned around and left. And then a couple of hens out in that far corner looked like they were going to make it our way, and then they turned around and headed back the other way. And then we had those 2 jakes that popped out right down to our left, came out of the same wood line that we had our backs to, and they didn't want anything to do with our decoys or anything. They just
beelined right across the field. They had something else in mind. I think it's a cut cornfield over the other side of the road. I think they were going to grab some quick brunch before the storm came in. Supposedly we had rain coming in, so they had something else on their mind.
And then that one hen, I didn't even dare swing the camera. She came out all the way over to our right, almost in Matt's lap. She popped up through that thick brush, and then she headed off to the right, but I didn't dare. She was so close I couldn't even swing the camera around until she was almost out of sight. But it was pretty exciting. We never heard a single gobble the second morning. Never had anybody talk all day. No birds were talking, and same thing this morning. Never heard any gobbles before daybreak or after daybreak. So I don't know, they all became tight-lipped. So we thought we'd get out here in the middle of the day and kind of scout around, sneak up on a few different fields and see if we could see anybody out there strutting or looking for some company. But
saw a couple other infields out on the road on the way in here and stuff. Think, okay, let's go check some fields out, but not around here.
No, but fortunately, we live here in St. Clair County, and right now we are 1 mile from our house, just down a couple of dirt roads. Friends of ours have a big, beautiful farm here that they don't turkey hunt, so they let us come out and hunt it. So it's pretty exciting, and thankfully we have a super long season. So we're only a few days in right now, and hopefully on one of these upcoming shows we'll actually have a
Make it happen.
successful hunt to show you.
Bird down.
Great job, babe. It is 6:34. Just a second here. Oh my goodness. Tell me what happened.
Yes, finally worked out. We've been trying to pattern these birds for a few days now. One day we're set up over there, they're over here. Next day we moved over here closer to them. They didn't show up. They were way back in the woods there. So we finally got some good intel last night that they roosted up in here from some friends and stuff. So snuck in here this morning and set up on them within 100, 150 yards. Just got quiet and got it set, and they flew down, went down to the creek, got a drink, and they came up out of the field over by the pines here.
That's exciting. Now, did you have to ask, did you have the Tacticam on or not?
Yes, I did.
Sweet.
Yes, I did.
All right.
It'll be some cool footage.
All right, cool.
I've been waiting to get a kill on this with this Tacticam for a while. It's nice. Nice. He was a little bigger of the two. He finally, he's fanned up and he got close. I was on him, but he spun around. So I had to wait till he turned, and he did turn, and all of a sudden he raised his head, and I'm just let it go.
Good job.
Very cool.
Very nice. Maybe hold his beard up again.
Thanks to some friends of ours letting us hunt their property. Al and Gail. There we go. Now it's official. Now it's your turn, babe. Now I'm your cameraman.
All right. It was great to get outside and share an exciting hunt with my husband on a beautiful morning. And with a tag in my pocket, we would be back after the birds again soon, right here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Well, what we're going to do next is we're going to sit down with the Michigan United Conservation Clubs. Now, many of you know that MUCC used to own Michigan Out of Doors Television. That changed in 2009, but we still have a close relationship with them because they do a lot of good stuff for sportsmen and women across the state. Well, they were recently involved in this whole motorboating issue down in Lansing. We thought we'd hear from their executive director, Amy Trotter, about what went down and why MUCC's role in Michigan is so important.
My name is Amy Trotter, and I am executive director of Michigan United Conservation Clubs. Since 1937, we've been uniting citizens to conserve, protect, and enhance Michigan's natural resources and our outdoor heritage. We do this through a variety of ways. We're probably best known for our advocacy work, our grassroots policy setting process, where our members actually decide the positions that we take in Lansing, where we advocate on behalf of Michigan hunters, anglers, and trappers on a variety of issues at the Capitol in Lansing, as well as in Washington, D.C., and at the Natural Resources Commission. Since the coronavirus pandemic, our staff have been working remotely from home, but we have never stopped working for you. As you are well aware, there was at one time a motorized boating ban in the state of Michigan, as a result of an executive order that explicitly said we could travel for outdoor activities. Somehow was being interpreted by the Department of Natural Resources and the governor's office that we were banned from using motors on our boats. And that simply didn't make sense. We know that the citizens of Michigan are entitled to clear and unambiguous enforcement of laws, and no reasonable person could have read that executive order and assumed that motorized boating would be banned as a result of the language in there. On April 19th, Sunday, we filed our legal action. On Tuesday, we filed a motion for immediate injunction. And by that Friday, we are pleased to announce that Governor Whitmer included boating as an express authorized purpose for outdoor physical activity, as it should have been in the first place. However, we are very pleased that our legal action prompted this along a little bit quicker than we believe would have otherwise happened. With the motorized boating issue resolved, we are still working hard on behalf of our members and the outdoor recreationists everywhere, and continue to communicate with the Governor's Office and the Department of Natural Resources on a variety of issues that have come up. We are trying to ensure that our public and private shooting ranges can remain open. We are working with fishing guides and charter boat captains to get them back out onto the water. We are looking into opportunities for dispersed camping, even as our campgrounds work to open back up. And we are also talking about how we ensure that there is a next generation of hunters out there with all the closures of the hunter safety education classes throughout the state. So for a variety of ways, we are making sure that we can survive this pandemic and even thrive as we come out of it.
Thanks again to MUCC for all that they do to help support hunting and fishing across the state of Michigan. If you'd like some more information about what they're up to, from Kids Camp, Michigan Out of Doors Magazine, their Tracks Magazine, On the Ground program, you can find all of their information on their website, which we'll have in the credits of the show.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stick around in upcoming weeks. Lots of great new content headed your way. You'll get to see how Jimmy and I both did out in the woods on our early season turkey hunts, and we might show you some older footage from 20 years ago, not quite new, but maybe new to some of you. If you'd like to see where we are and what we're up to these days, you can always check us out online.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Online is a great way to kind of keep tabs on us. Of course, our website, MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com, full episodes of the show there every week and lots of other good stuff. You can always check us out on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube as well. Now, on next week's show, we're going to get to see what the first few weeks of my turkey season look like. I had a really fun time. Had to work pretty hard, but got some great footage along the way. Lots of good stuff coming over the next several weeks. So if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by.
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love